Hi, this is Cable X. Today's date is the 8th of October 2025, and I'm going to do a little decode. If you remember, on Thursday, the 2nd of October, we had the synagogue attack in Manchester, and it's already revealed that it was a Syrian migrant who became a British citizen. Now, there's been all sorts of stuff about him. Like, for one thing, he faced a rape allegation, he had a series of criminal convictions. The usual stuff with a lot of these terrorist attacks that these people that they allegedly carry out. Before I get into the date duration, is that they always seem to fall off the radar by the authorities, and then they were able to carry this out. I mean, there's only one thing I can conclude: these guys they're all assets. These people, whether it's the 9/11 hijackers, the 7/7 bombers, whether it's in any terror incident. These are all, in my opinion, false flag operations designed to take more power away from you and give it to the state. I mean, look at this here, for example. It's been revealed that the victims in the synagogue attack were shot by the police. Well, accidentally shot, I should say, not like on purpose, but again, while this guy supposedly stabbed people, we find that two people got shot by the police at the synagogue. Isn't that strange? Apparently, he wanted to join ISIS, according to a report told his Muslim ex-girlfriend, and forced her to watch extremist videos. Now, ISIS, let me go back to what ISIS is again. False flag equals 156. ISIS equals 156. So, again, ISIS is just another terrorist operation like Al-Qaeda and all these other groups. Hamas, Hezbollah as well, all terrorist operations. British intelligence, I should say, because there's a long-standing history of British intelligence as well as other agencies, particularly British intelligence, going back over 200 years. 200 years, yeah, 200 years of fostering so-called Islamic extremism, or simply Wahhabism. Going back to Abdul Wahhab, the founder of Wahhabism, who was a agent of the British Empire, and they also been reported by another of authors that they also collaborated with the Bundis and the Ahmadis and the what was known as the British Raj India to carry out all these so-called operations to demonize Muslims. This whole divide and conquer strategy that the British Empire was very good at, which is still being employed today. For those of you who don't know, gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. It goes all the way back to Kabbalah, 6th century BC, the idea that the world was created using letters and numbers. These are staged events, all these terrorist attacks. And they want you to believe that some extremist Muslims. I mean, we're seeing it right now where they're debating. I mean, it's not even it is to me an old script, saying, oh, we should keep an eye on these mosques. They're putting out propaganda. Well, I see what they're doing here. They are undoubtedly using an excuse to say, look, we need to ban these pro-Palestinian marches because they're extreme, because they support Hamas, blah, 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 blah. So much for freedom of speech when they want to ban marches. Now, I've not personally attended these marches, simply because I believe both sides need to wake up, really. And realise we're being played from all sides. We're being played. It's all good enough for pro-Palestinian people protesters to oppose what's going on in Gaza. But you got to realise Hamas is not your friend. I mean, I'm not saying that all support Hamas, but if some of you support Hamas, you shouldn't, because they are a Mossad operation. And by the way, Israel's Israel's name in the past was once Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, which stands for ISIS, coincidentally, in the keypad cipher. So you gotta know your history on stuff. So here's what we have here. Netanyahu, the current Prime Minister of Israel, he's born 21st of October 1949, 75 years old. And from his birthday to the synagogue attack in Manchester, we get 911 months and 11 days. 911 months and 11 days, like 9/11. Isn't that ironic for the Prime Minister of Israel to have such a perfect date duration for the attack in Manchester? Like I said before, it is a false flag operation. What happened in Manchester? And this cannot be debunked or debated. But this is what he said about after 9/11. Netanyahu reported to have said that 9/11 were beneficial for Israel, according to a 2008 article in the Israeli newspaper Maariv. Netanyahu, the Likud leader, stated during a conference at the university that Israel was benefiting from one thing, that is the attack on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon and the American struggle in Iraq, added that these events swung America's public in their favour. And 9/11 equals the following numerical values: Tisha B'Av 9/11 and Al Qaeda terrorist attack 9/11. Tisha B'Av is an annual tenet in Judaism, fast on the 7th and the 10th. It's commemoration of a number of disasters in Jewish history. The destruction of Solomon's temple by the Neo-Babylonian Empire and the Second Temple by the Roman Empire in Jerusalem. And it says here that the date of the Tisha B'Av, the ninth day of ninth day, like 9/11, 9 day. So that was all I was going to say, really. I wasn't going to go on anything else. Just a few things to add. This is a series of screenshots that I want people to look at. For anyone, because we had the so-called October the 7th anniversary. An Israeli soldier testifies under oath that the October 7th was a false flag and that he was ordered to stand down from 5:20 to 9 a.m. the day of the attack. Says he could face up to 5 years of prison for showing this video in Israel. So they're admitting that they pretty much knew in advance that the event that triggered October 7th happened. By design, by the way. It wasn't just that they knew. They simply knew. They're simply complicit in it all. The leaked footage from Israeli Air Force proves it was IDF that took out its own citizens with Apache helicopters on October 7th at the music festival, not Hamas. If it was Hamas, it's most likely Mossad doing it all. And Haaretz, about an hour before the Hamas attack on the music festival, the IDF commander in charge arrived at the site after receiving prior intelligence warnings but took no action. Again, they wanted it to happen to trigger this whole conflict in the Middle East. I mean, look at this interesting number here. BBC gives Israeli deaths 30 times more coverage, new study reveals. 33, ironically, 33. Again, here's some more testimony. Never forget October 7th. That was the fateful day when Israelis were brutally massacred by Israeli tanks and massacred by Israeli tanks and Israeli helicopters and Israeli drones, Israeli soldiers, Israeli bullets, and also by Hamas a bit. Most of the deaths on October 7th were attributed to Israel, not so much Hamas. So I'm just gonna go now because I just want to do this early. I don't want to do it like my normal time. So See you guys soon. Yeah?